Kamel Idris, Militia and SPLM violation unprecedented crime. River Nile and North State demand review of revenues right. 28 countries call for a ceasefire in Gaza. Hello and welcome. Prime Minister Dr. Kamel Idris has described the violations committed by the militia against civilians as unprecedented crime, noting that the recent abuse in the Nuba Mountains carried out by the militia and its ally, the SPLM, are a continuation of those acts. Speaking during a meeting yesterday in his Port Sudan office with a delegation from the Nuba Mountain, Dr. Idris said the country is engaged in existential war against the brutal militia. He expressed the government's appreciation for the ceasefire, for the sacrifices made by the armed force, supporting force, and all who took part at the war of dignity. Forces from the 6th Infantry Division, supported by the Joint Force, Police, General Intelligence, and Mobilized Force, repelled the new militia attack number 223 on Monday morning in Al-Fashir. In a battle that lasted more than 3 hours, the militia mobilized all its force from several directions, riding in a compact vehicle equipped with heavy artillery. In a desperate, renewed attempt, the army confirmed them, inflicting heavy losses in lives and equipment. The remaining militia members have fled. Mr. Khalid Al-Isr assumed his duties as Minister of Culture, Information and Tourism yesterday following his swearing-in and official assumption of his duties. He was received upon his arrival at the ministry by Dr. Jarham Abdul Qadir and the Secretary of Culture and Ms. Sumaya Al-Hindi and the Secretary of Information. The minister affirmed his commitment to continuing the project and programs he had initiated, while working to develop the horizon of media and culture and tourism to achieve the national goals of the government of hope. Finance Minister Dr. Jibril Ibrahim has outlined the ministry's directives for the current phase, stressing the importance of continuing to manage state affairs and leading efforts in digital transformation. Speaking at an expanded meeting with the ministry's Undersecretary, Dr. Ibrahim highlighted the need to adopt global financial system and align with the international banking system. For his part, the Undersecretary Abdullah Ibrahim confirmed that all financial obligations have been fulfilled since the start of the financial year. A delegation from the North and River Nile states had called for a review of the two states' share of revenue from mining, border crossing, and national projects. The delegation stressed the need to secure these rights in order to improve service. During a meeting in Port Sudan with Prime Minister Dr. Kamel Idris, the delegation received assurance of the government's commitment to achieving balanced development across all regions. Dr. Idris affirmed that addressing citizens' concerns remain a top priority for the government of hope and pledged to consider the delegation's demands and work toward a solution. The Sinnar State Security Cell thwarted an attempt to smuggle a quantity of weapons hidden inside a box truck as it crossed Sinjar. The operation was based on intelligence information provided by the state's General Intelligence Service. The Sinnar State Governor, Major General Al-Zubair Hassan Al-Sayyed, praised the vigilance of the security cell. The state's Director of the General Intelligence, Major General Dr. Muhammad Ahmad, stated that the operation is a part of a series of efforts to combat armed smuggling and confront all security threats to the country. The city of Shundi witnessed the foundation stone laying ceremony on Sunday for the Summit Food Manufacturing Complex implemented by the Export Development Group. The ceremony was directed by the chairman of the Transitional Sovereignty Council, Al Burhan, supervised by the Director General of the Defense Industry System, Lieutenant General Merghani Idris Suleiman, and sponsored by the governor of the River Nile State. The project aims to support agriculture production, achieve sustainable food security, and boost the export. For his part, the CEO of the Export Development Group, Hussam Bashir, confirmed that the work on the project is progressing steadily and that the production will begin next year. Secretary General of the Council of Ministries, Professor Usman Hussein, met with the Regional Director of the International Organization for Migration, Uthman Al-Bilbisi, to discuss strengthening cooperation between Sudan and the IOM. The meeting held yesterday at the Ministries complex in Port Sudan and attended by Acting Foreign Minister Undersecretary Ambassador Hussein Al-Amin, focused on coordination support for the voluntarily return of Sudanese refugees and displaced citizens from neighboring countries. Discussion also included the committee's effort to help people return to Khartoum and settle back into their communities. Mr. Al-Bilbisi confirmed that the rehabilitation of the IOM office in Khartoum and expressed readiness to resume operation from within the capital, citing improved security conditions and the return of normal life. The Sudan Electricity Company issued a statement yesterday regarding the power outage in River Nile and Red Sea State, the causes of the outage and the ongoing efforts to solution. The statement indicated that the cause of the outage was the collapse of one of the containers protecting the transformer station due to strong storm, which disrupted the flow of electricity to the River Nile and Red Sea states. Work is underway to provide the necessary spare parts and maintenance to restore them to service. 28 countries, including Japan as well as the European Union, have issued a joint summit calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza Strip. The statement calls on Israel to immediately lift restriction on the flow of aid and to urgently enable the UN and humanitarian NGOs to do their life-saving work safely and effectively. It says we urge the parties and the international community to unite in a common effort to bring the terrible conflict to an end. It added, further bloodshed serves no purpose. The United States will leave the United Nations Culture and Education Agency, UNESCO, as President Donald Trump continues to pull his country out of the international institutions he has long criticized. The New York Post reported on Tuesday, citing a White House official. The official quoted the report cited the organization anti-American and anti-Israeli leaning, as well as its woke agenda. This was your today's news by Sniper TV. Until next time, goodbye.